Arin stood at the base of the towering mountain, staring at the winding path that led to the ancient temple at its peak. For as long as he could remember, his mind had been a battlefield of restless thoughts. Doubts, fears, and anxieties swirled like a storm, making it impossible for him to find peace. He had heard tales of an old monk who had mastered the art of controlling the mind. Though the monk was long gone, his wisdom was said to be hidden in the temple. Determined to free himself from his inner turmoil, Aaron began the arduous climb, hoping to find the answer. The path was steep, and each step seemed heavier than the last. As Aaron climbed higher, his thoughts began to creep in, whispering fears of failure and doubt. What if I never find peace? What if I am destined to be lost in my mind forever? But he pressed on, focusing on his breath, one step at a time. The higher he climbed, the more he felt the weight of his thoughts bearing down on him. The wind howled around him, but something within him urged him forward, a quiet voice telling him that the answers he sought were not outside of him, but within. As Irene sat, his thoughts became louder, swirling faster, mocking him for his efforts. But as he gazed at the boulder, he noticed how unmoved it was by the wind outside, how it remained still in the silence. It dawned on him then, control wasn't about fighting the storm of thoughts, but about learning to sit like the boulder, observing the storm without being swept away by it. His mind, like the wind, would always have noise, but he didn't have to chase it. He could be still, like the boulder. Aaron closed his eyes, his breathing slowing as he focused inward. His thoughts came and went, but for the first time, he didn't react to them. He simply observed, letting them pass like clouds in the sky. Peace began to settle within him, not because his thoughts had stopped, but because he had stopped letting them control him. The mind, he realized, could be his ally, not his enemy. And from that day forward, Aaron carried the lesson of the boulder with him, standing firm in the face of any storm.